Hello everyone. Today I am here to explain the principal plane, principal stress, maximum shear stress and their plane for compound stress. We already derived the equation for normal stress on an oblique plane and tangential stress of an oblique plane in our last lecture. So the normal stress acting on an oblique plane is given by sigma x plus sigma y by 2 plus sigma x minus sigma y by 2 multiplied by cos theta plus q sine 2 theta. And tangential stress or shear stress on an oblique plane is given by sigma t, and this is equal to sigma x minus sigma y by 2 sine of 2 theta minus cos of 2 theta. Now this formula, this expression has been derived considering all the stresses sigma x and sigma y are tensile in nature and taking positive as tensile stresses, and Q is the shear stresses taking positive. Now if any stresses here comes to negative, that is sigma x, sigma y, then we'll put it negative value in the expression. Now what is principal plane? The principal plane on which the shear stress or the tangential stress is zero is known as principal plane. So we have the equation of tangential stress is sigma x minus sigma y by 2 sine of 2 theta minus q cos of 2 theta. Now if we put the expression of sigma t equal to 0, then we will get the values of theta. So how it is? It is sigma t equal to 0. So ultimately after simplification I am getting tan of 2 theta. Tan of 2 theta is equal to 2q divided by sigma x minus sigma y. So if I solve this equation, tan of 2 theta equal to 2q divided by sigma x minus sigma y, we will have two values of theta. We will have two values of theta, and both the values of theta, suppose theta 1 is the first value and theta 2 is the second value, then theta 2 will be equal to the theta 1 plus 90 degree. Now what is principal stress? Principal stress is the normal stresses acting on a principal plane. First of all, you have to find out what is a principal plane, and principal plane you will find out by from this equation tan of 2 theta is equal to 2q divided by sigma x minus sigma y. Then you have to find the normal stresses acting on a principal plane, and normal stresses acting on an inclined plane, the equation is sigma n. So that means if we put the values of sine theta, sine 2 theta and cos 2 theta in this equation, that is these values of sine 2 theta and cos theta, that it will come from the principal plane. Means from the principal plane, if we substitute the values of cos 2 theta and sine 2 theta in the equation of normal stress, then we will get the principal stresses that I have written here. If we substitute the values of cos 2 theta and sine 2 theta from the principal plane to the equation of normal stress, then we will get the principal stress. Now, principal plane, tan of 2 theta is equal to 2q divided by sigma x minus sigma y. So I have drawn a triangle ABC, and since this angle I have taken as 2 theta, so this will be a 2q perpendicular and sigma x minus sigma y is the base. So tan of 2 theta is equal to BC divided by AB is equal to 2q divided by sigma x minus sigma y. And from the Pythagoras theorem, the hypotenuse is equal to under root plus minus under root sigma x minus sigma y whole square, this term whole square plus this term whole square, 2q square. Now there are two cases. Now AC is the hypotenuse. It has one plus value, one minus value. So I am taking the case one, first one, that is taking the positive value of diagonal AC. So if I take the positive value of diagonal AC, so I have the cos of 2 theta values and the values of sine of 2 theta. So this is the triangle ABC. If I want to find the cos of 2 theta, cos 2 theta means base upon hypotenuse. So base is sigma x minus sigma y, and hypotenuse is plus under root sigma x minus sigma y whole square plus 4q square. And if I want to find the sine of 2 theta, sine 2 theta is perpendicular divided by hypotenuse. So perpendicular is 2q and hypotenuse is this one. So I got sine of 2 theta and cos of 2 theta. Now I will put the values of these two terms, sine of 2 theta and cos of 2 theta, in the equation of sigma n. So this is the equation of sigma n. Sigma x plus sigma y by 2 plus sigma x minus sigma y by 2 cos of 2 theta plus q sine 2 theta. Now I have put the values of cos 2 theta and sine 2 theta in the equation of normal stress. This is the value of cos 2 theta, this is the value of sine 2 theta. Then after simplification, I am taking the half common. This half is I have taken here, and this term both are equal, so I have taken square. This one is sigma x minus sigma y whole square plus 4q square, and 2q is 2q square divided by sigma x minus sigma y whole square plus 4q square. Now I will take the LCM of this part. So look at this. If I take the LCM, so 2 into under root sigma x minus sigma y whole square plus 4q square, and here it will be sigma x minus sigma y whole square plus 4q square, 2 multiplied by 2, 4q square. So then see, this both the terms are equals, same terms. So if I take under root sigma x minus sigma y whole square plus 4q square, and if I take the square of this term, so it will same as of this term. So one term will cancel out. So ultimately I will get ultimately I am getting sigma x plus sigma y by 2 plus half under root sigma x minus sigma y whole square plus 4q square. This is the major principal stress, and we denote this stress as sigma 1. So taking the case 1, that is the value of AC hypotenuse as positive, we are getting the sigma 1, that is the major principal stress, as sigma x plus sigma y by 2 plus half multiplied by under root sigma x minus sigma y whole square plus 4q square. Okay, now case 2, that is taking negative value of AC. Negative value of AC. So sine 2 theta, same value, I am just putting the negative term, cos theta, same values, I am putting the negative term only because of the diagonal negative. Now this is the normal stress on an oblique plane that already we derived. Now I am putting the values of sine of 2 theta and cos of 2 theta in the equation of normal stress. So same like the previous case, only difference is I am putting the minus term here. I am putting the minus term here. Now this term again and this term again same, so I put it square. Then after taking the LCM, the equation is like this: sigma x plus sigma y by 2 minus half of sigma x minus sigma y whole square plus 4q square divided by under root sigma x minus sigma y whole square plus 4q square. Then similarly, sigma x minus sigma y whole by 2 minus half of under root sigma x minus sigma y whole square plus 4q square. So this is the minor stress sigma 2. That means the difference is only in sign. That is for major principal stress. For major principal stress, here the sign is positive, and for minor principal stress, here the sign is negative. Rest of the terms are same. So we can write sigma 1 is equal to sigma x plus sigma y by 2 plus half of under root sigma x minus sigma y whole square plus 4q square. And for minor principal stress, just put it in minus. So these are the principal stresses, sigma 1 and sigma 2. So this is all over. Now next we will discuss the maximum shear stress. Okay, look at this plane. I'm just showing what are the planes basically. That is the principal plane. What is the principal plane? See, this is the rectangular bar ABCD that we already took. if it is a rectangular bar, then these are the stresses sigma x, sigma y, acting in two different directions, mutually perpendicular directions. This is the principal plane. Now, during while we find the principal plane, we got two theta. One is theta 1 and is theta 2. So this one is theta 1. This one is theta 1. This is the plane of the principal plane, first principal plane. Then the second principal plane will be this one. This theta 2 is theta 1 plus 90 degree. These are the two principal plane. This one is the principal plane, makes an angle theta 2, and this one is the principal plane, is the major principal plane. This one is major principal plane, and this one is minor principal plane. So this is the major principal plane. So the stress is major principal stress. This is the minor principal stress. Theta 2 is equal to theta 1 plus 90 degree. Now here there will be shear stress also. One shear stress Q, another shear stress Q. So that means the body was there, like there are stresses sigma x, sigma y acting in x direction, sigma y acting in y direction, or you can say acting on the face CD, and this sigma x acting on face BC. That is two mutually perpendicular stresses sigma x, sigma y, along with the shear stress Q. If it is so, then we have derived already in my first video what are the principal, what are the normal stresses and the tangential stresses acting on an oblique plane or inclined plane makes an angle theta with the plane BC. That we already derived in my first video, and in this video I'm just showing what is the major principal stress and minor principal stress and how the planes looks like. So we have a find out the plane of the maximum plane of the principal plane. So principal plane tan of 2 theta is equal to 1 theta. 1 theta is theta 1. So this is theta 1, the first principal plane, and first principal plane, this is the major principal plane. So the normal stress acting, what is the definition of principal stress? Principal stress definition was the normal stress acting on the principal plane. So this is the principal plane. This is the principal plane. So the normal stress acting on the principal plane, this normal stress acting on the principal plane. So this is the major principal stress. And again, this plane is the minor principal plane, and normal stress acting on this plane is your minor principal stress. And then the relation between the two angles, theta 2 is equal to theta 1 plus 90 degree. So this I completed your principal stress concept. The next video I will tell you what is the maximum shear stress concept.